So a lot of things in Hollywood are ritualistic for sure. And if you pay close attention to it, you can see it. When you see somebody holding up this like this, with the two fingers close like this, that's the hand sign of the Baphomet. You know, they do say Luciferian.
What we're about to break down isn't just another celebrity real estate headline. This looks like a last-minute effort to erase a property that may be hiding more secrets than its owner ever planned to expose. And the timing couldn't be more precise. While Sean Diddy Combs sits in a New Jersey prison serving a 50-month sentence for transporting individuals across state lines for private encounters, his $61.5 million Beverly Hills mansion, the same estate raided by federal agents in March 2024, has quietly disappeared from the market. Not because buyers vanished. Not because of financial pressure. But according to insiders, because what's inside those walls is too dangerous to let anyone else see.
Tick-tock, the clock is ticking on Diddy, because on Friday he finds out what his sentence is going to be, but today he found out what prosecutors would like that sentence to be, and it is vastly different from what his attorneys have suggested to the judge. Prosecutors want him to do 11 years, just over 11 years.
We're talking about the Holmby Hills mansion, 17,000 square feet of controversy, where the now infamous freak-off gatherings allegedly took place. This is the property where federal investigators reportedly seized weapons, suspicious substances, and more than 1,000 bottles of personal lubricant during the raid. It was listed in September 2024, just days before Diddy's arrest in New York, priced as if money alone could scrub its reputation clean. But after more than a year without a sale, and reports that potential buyers backed out after private tours, the listing was pulled on December 24th, Christmas Eve. Real estate insiders call that move highly unusual. Legal analysts call it desperate. Because this isn't about cash. It's about control. And right now, Diddy has none.
Really screwed up, and I'm not referring to his criminal trial, which has him sitting in prison right now, but it has to do with something that happened right before he got arrested. If you've seen the Netflix documentary about Diddy, Diddy The Reckoning, which 50 Cent produced, there's some footage there that had never been seen before. This is a photographer that Diddy hired to follow him around.
The real question isn't why the mansion was delisted. It's what those buyers saw. Insiders whisper about hidden tunnels beneath the estate, passageways leading to dead-end rooms sealed behind locked doors, rooms discovered during walkthroughs by visitors who left before making offers. The timing only fuels suspicion. The delisting comes as Diddy's legal team files an 84-page appeal, claiming his sentence was excessive, the judge overreached, and the jury's verdict didn't warrant the punishment. At the same time, Netflix's Sean Combs, The Reckoning, executive produced by longtime rival 50 Cent, has dropped, featuring never-before-seen footage of Diddy in the days before his arrest, reportedly raging at lawyers and plotting his next move. The mansion is no longer just a house. It's a liability, and the clock is ticking.
Out in front of this and tried to persuade Netflix not to come forward with it. I think it's an interesting argument because what they're claiming is, Curtis Jackson, aka 50 Cent, has had a long-standing, animosity against Diddy and sort of vice versa. And because he's at the helm, they're arguing this can't be taken seriously. This should sort of be seen as propaganda. And one of the things that Netflix hit back with was, yes, he's the executive producer. He doesn't necessarily have creative control. And that's something.
The delisting isn't a failed sale. It's a calculated retreat. Diddy's team knows the estate is a ticking bomb. Every showing risks another leak, another witness, another piece of evidence slipping out of reach. This is the same property where Cassie Ventura alleged in her 2023 lawsuit that she was coerced into encounters with hired companions while Diddy documented everything. The same walls where, according to multiple accounts, NDAs were signed under pressure and substances flowed freely. And let's not forget the underground swimming tunnel, a feature that took on a far darker meaning after the raid, when online speculation exploded that it had been used to evade authorities. His lawyer dismissed that claim as absurd, but the damage was already done. The mansion's reputation was sealed.
If he gets 14 months, if the defense gets what they want, he'd essentially get out October 3rd because
he's been in
for a year,
months.
And you get 15% credit for time served. So he'd basically be out after the sentence, and then he'd be unsupervised.
Fast forward to December 2025. Diddy's appeal is underway. His projected release date has quietly shifted to May 2028, with no clear explanation. His legal team is aggressively attacking Netflix over allegedly stolen footage, while 50 Cent openly mocks him, even parodying Diddy Oil, after the lubricant seizure became public. The documentary doesn't just revisit old accusations, it adds new voices. Jurors admit the evidence disturbed them. Former associates describe an atmosphere of intimidation. And the footage shows Diddy pre-arrest, allegedly orchestrating his defense, unaware he's being recorded. If that made it to screen, imagine what didn't. And this is where the mansion re-enters the story. Sources say the property wasn't pulled because of market conditions. It was pulled because serious buyers walked away shaken. One group allegedly backed out after discovering disturbing alterations in the basement not shown on official plans. Another reportedly found a room so heavily soundproofed it raised immediate alarms. And then there are the tunnels, not the decorative pool grotto advertised in luxury listings, but narrow, unmarked passages leading to locked doors. When questioned, celebrity realtor Kurt Rappaport allegedly brushed it off as renovation. But renovation doesn't explain why security logs show those tunnel doors being accessed late at night during the peak years of the alleged gatherings.
He did a whole lot to a whole lot of people, and now he's paying for it. So all these cats, I guess y'all get y'all visitation rights. Some of y'all can get y'all conjugal visits right with them. I don't give.
Diddy's camp insists the noise is exaggerated, claiming the delisting was about privacy and waiting for the right buyer. But that doesn't explain why the house was listed in September 2024, just days before his arrest, as if someone was trying to unload it before the storm hit. It doesn't explain why no legitimate offers held, or why contractors later claimed they were hired to seal off specific areas after the raid. Seal what? The tunnels? The rooms allegedly wired with cameras? The spaces where, according to Rodney Lil Rod Jones' lawsuit, Diddy stored his most sensitive recordings. Meanwhile, the legal pressure keeps mounting. LA County has opened a new misconduct and battery probe tied to Diddy. Civil suits continue to stack up, many naming the mansion as ground zero. And here's the catch with the appeal. Diddy was convicted on transportation charges, not the more serious racketeering or trafficking counts. Those unproven allegations all trace back to the mansion. If his team is fighting this hard, it's not just about reducing time. It's about what happens when or if he gets out.
He has been for months now, but last week he was taken to the hospital. According to reports from the New York Post, Diddy was transported from MDC in the cover of darkness at about 10 p.m. on January 30th. He was taken to a Brooklyn hospital for an MRI after reporting issues with his.
Which brings us back to the house that won't sell. The one with the tunnels. The one multiple sources say still contains items Diddy's team is desperate to recover before anyone else finds them. Not furniture. Drives. Ledgers. Evidence that doesn't just implicate Diddy, but an entire circle of power players who attended those gatherings, signed those NDAs, and assumed their secrets were safe. If the mansion was a vault, the question now is simple: what was inside and who's willing to expose it? Because this much is clear. The listing wasn't pulled on a whim. Buyers didn't walk away over price. And the tunnels don't lead nowhere. Someone knows where they go. Someone knows what's behind those doors. And in this story, the walls and the ground beneath them are always listening.
How many people he affected negatively, that was his trade-off to gain what he had. His former bodyguard, Gene Deal, said he seen him doing a ritual where they a dove. What is that? And I feel like it's being overlooked because they see him doing the dance moves with the baggy clothes. You know, some of the ladies in his videos were trans.
Those tunnels weren't just eccentric luxury features. They look more like a blueprint for concealment. Consider the closed-end rooms buyers reportedly encountered during private tours. These weren't storage closets or unfinished projects. 3 sources familiar with the layout say security logs show they were accessed regularly in the years before the raid, often late at night, outside staff schedules. One contractor, speaking anonymously, described them as purpose-built, small, soundproofed, and equipped with ventilation systems suggesting long-term use. So what were they for? And why would a mansion already spanning 17,000 square feet need hidden chambers that don't appear on any public plans?
We've done 3 others where we've laid out the prosecution case. This time, we're talking specifically, what is Diddy's defense? And we decided to test it with a mock jury, and it is fascinating.
It is absolutely fascinating, keeping in mind that the real jury will be sitting down to do this. The trial starts first.
Then there's the underwater passage connecting the main house to the grotto pool. After the March 2024 raid, speculation exploded that Diddy used it to move undetected. His attorney called that ridiculous, but evidence logs later referenced unaccounted access points. Former staff now claim the tunnel was used to move people or items without triggering main security cameras. And here's the unsettling part. Leaked contractor documents suggest the mansion's surveillance system was partly routed offsite. A technician who worked there in 2022 told a private investigator he was instructed to ignore certain camera feeds. This aligns disturbingly well with Lil Rod's allegations of hidden cameras recording guests without consent. If those feeds were stored externally, who had access and where is that footage now?
He's a deviant and he plays with dark magic. These are facts. And you always see these people who have these meteoric rises. Nobody's giving them, nobody's backing them. They just like they did it from the ground up. And the trade-off with that is you have to perpetuate darkness.
The contradictions in Diddy's legal strategy deepen the mystery. His appeal argues the judge unfairly portrayed him as a predator. Yet his team is aggressively trying to suppress evidence tied to the mansion, the very place where the most serious allegations originate. They claim Netflix used stolen footage, but refuse to address what that footage shows. They pulled the property as new civil lawsuits emerged, all citing the estate. Listing photos highlighted luxury amenities, but conspicuously omitted any mention of tunnels or sealed rooms. Real estate experts call that a red flag. Former associates call it a cover-up. Because if those features were harmless, why hide them?
You're hearing about all these videos with celebrities, not going to be part of the criminal case. And
Cassie video.
The Cassie video is going to be part.
Right.
We're going to get to that in a minute with the jury. But what we did was, number one, we showed them the prosecution's case from one of our documentaries. And then we showed them the defense from the current.
The deeper this goes, the more the mansion looks less like a home and more like a system designed to collect secrets. Cameras, off-site servers, soundproof rooms. None of this operates alone. It requires technicians, security teams, and silence from high-profile guests. And secrets of this magnitude never stay buried forever. Someone always talks. Someone always slips. And in this case, the walls themselves may be doing the talking.
That footage ended up going to 50 Cent and his production company, and it's kind of the centerpiece.
Sold to them.
Yes, was the centerpiece of the documentary. So watch this particular scene, because this is where a lot of people feel Diddy really screwed over someone that he should be very, very.
The mansion wasn't just a private retreat. It was a hub in a larger operation. Bad Boy Records wasn't only a music label, it was a power network. Industry insiders have long whispered about the overlap between Diddy's business dealings, his gatherings, and the elite names who attended them: athletes, politicians, even foreign figures, often under the cover of charity events or industry parties. With allegations of hidden cameras and soundproof rooms, those gatherings take on a far darker meaning. This wasn't entertainment. It was leverage. And in Hollywood, leverage is everything. The danger now isn't just what happened inside those walls, but who else could be exposed. Because if that footage exists, it doesn't just threaten Diddy. It threatens an entire ecosystem of power. The house was pulled to cut off access to potential blackmail material. And if the truth comes out, it won't just shake one man. It will shake the entire industry built around him.